Well, I think we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event.
Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated Superstar Tim Vicious, and we are going to go over Survivor Series Wargames that was in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, before we get into the show, folks, it is the month of December, the holidays are fast approaching, and of course it's that time of year where you see the only motherfucker out there that can make a leopard printed Santa hat look sexy as hell. Aside from all that, you have a WWE fan in your life. You want to get them a gift off a WWE shop? Well, fret no longer, because we here are WWE Shop affiliates. So, if you are watching this on the Main Event Wrestling Network's YouTube page, you scan that QR code that is on the screen right there. You see it, it'll take you to WWE Shop. But if you're watching this on my personal YouTube page or listening to this in audio form, go in the description tab, check the link there, and in turn, that'll take you to WWE Shop as well. You make whatever purchase you want off the site, whether it's a CM Punk hoodie, whether it's an old school D-Generation X shirt, or if you want to go and throw them up for the NWO, all you got to do, you make whatever purchase you want for the items, and in return, we here at the Vicious Studios receive a small nominal commission for the purchases that you make. I'm not one to beg, but I will ask, help us improve this show to make it better for you. Now, with that said, folks, we are also still running a contest for my personal YouTube page, youtube.com/Tim23, that's the number 2, the number 3, Vicious, Tim23 Vicious. We hit 500, we break over 500 before the Royal Rumble. So it is December now, so we got January, February, we're coming up to it, folks. We're coming up. We break 500. One random subscriber will win a Vicious Rant shirt. I will contact them. I will let them know they won. All you got to do is just give me the info to send it to. It could be a P.O. box that you would like to have it sent to for yourself. It could be your best friend's house. It could be somebody you absolutely hate's house. It could be a freaking charity organization, for all I care. You tell me where to send it, I will mail it out to them. And all of this is out of my personal expense, out of my personal pocket, as my gift to you for being loyal and subscribing to the show. It costs $0 to enter, and everyone always loves a free t-shirt. So, why not? Right. Now that we've gotten over all that, let's get into the show. Survivor Series, it starts out with the Women's War Games. We got Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, Bayley, and Rhea Bloody Ripley. Good God. Whew. Good thing I took my heart medication. Going against Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah. Now, good match. I thoroughly enjoyed the women's match. Bayley and Nia started out the match, which I was more so surprised about the fact that Nia started it, but it was a good solid match, you know? And Rhea, she had the custom face mask. Rhea had a custom face mask to protect her orbital bone, but it was Bayley. Now, the good guys had the team advantage, so it was Bayley and Nia, then Naomi, then Candice, and then Bianca, then Tiffany, and I'm trying to remember it all. I'm trying to remember the order. I don't remember it all. I remember Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan were the last two in. Rhea was the last for her team, and then excuse me. Then Liv was the last for hers. And when the cage opened for Liv, she was looking all hesitant and scared, like, And Rhea's just like licking her chops, literally, sitting there like, yeah, come on, come to mommy. And just like, and then Liv just like walks into the entryway, and then comes back out with a bat looking like do. Now I'm gonna go and use this bat and bust you up again. She goes, gets in, next thing you know, oh man, whew. And you just see Rhea, after she goes and gets her, rips the mask off, and you see she's got war paint looking all over her, looking almost, it kind of reminded me, the way she had her paint, it kind of reminded me something out of Mad Max. And I kind of feel like that's typecasting because she's Australian, but at the same time I can't help but think that's the first thing my brain went to, like, damn, I can't believe I really thought that. Either way, though, it was a damn good match. I liked it. Now, Io, she did her traditional War Games spot. Io Sky having the War Games spot is the equivalent of Kofi Kingston having the Royal Rumble spot, where Io, she does the moonsault with the trash can on her, with wearing the trash can over, jumping off the top of the cage. But this time it was her on one side and Tiffany Stratton on the other, and they both went and landed in respective rings like that. All in all, I thought it was a good match. I liked the fact that they started out with the women's match, and spoiler, yes, they ended the show with the men's War Games. You know, I'm all for that. You want to start them hot and end it hot. You know, do roller coaster, peaks and valleys, folks, peaks and valleys. Damn good match. I thought it was good. Big thing I am looking forward to, though, is seeing the fallout of, at one point, Tiffany wound up brought a trash can in, and it had, surprise, the Money in the Bank briefcase. Liv and Nia were both down, and she walked over to the ref, looked like looking like, do I cash on her or her? Her or her? Her or her? And next thing you know, Raquel comes over. Hey! Are you serious? Don't be so stupid! Yeah, basically looking at her like that. But fast forward to the end, it was total car crash mayhem. I loved it. Match came to an end when Rhea wound up doing the riptide on the Liv Morgan from the top rope into a table. That's the part that surprised me, because I honestly figured, and I mean this in the nicest ways, I'm not saying it as an insult to either of them, but I honestly thought it was going to be Candice or Tiffany that took the pinfall, because to me they just felt like they were there to be cannon fodder. So with that said, let's get into the next match. It was excuse me, sorry. With that, now that I'm done sneezing, let's get into the next match. Shinsuke Nakamura challenging for the coveted United States Championship against L.A. Knight. Yeah, dummy. Yeah, let me talk to you. Now, if you have checked out the Main Event Wrestling Network's YouTube page, you would see on Sunday morning there was a main event mixer. Yours truly was part of that mixer, and I did break down my personal thoughts walking into this match of Nakamura coming back, revamped, new character style, new music, new everything on him. It felt like it was a must-win for Shin, because of the fact if he walked into this match and did not win, where are you going to go from there? You know, you can't build this guy up to say he left and dug into the deepest, darkest spaces of his mind to find the most nastiest, vile, evil side that nobody knew existed, to go and come back and then lose your first big, major, challenging match. But either way, that said, between the match between Nakamura and Knight, it was good action. It felt really physical, and I liked that. That's the kind of match style I like. I like seeing when the guys actually look physical, where it looks like where you're watching you and you legitimately suspend disbelief. Like, okay, yeah, I know they planned this out. I know they picked who's going to win this. But, oh, man, that punch looked legit. Oh, that kick looked like it really hurt. Oh, did he really drive his head into the ground that hard? Like, that's the kind I like. Now, I'm not saying this was all 100% that. No. But I'm saying it looked really physical. I liked it. And the match came to an end when Nakamura wound up putting a thumb to the eye into Knight and then did a reverse DDT where he dropped him on the back of his head and then hit him, taking a page out of Corey Graves' book, King Sasha for the 1, 2, 3, your winner and new United States champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, also, folks, a little bit of interesting trivia note. Shinsuke is the first person to win a championship in Vancouver at a pay-per-view / PLE, however you wish to refer to it. But a little bit of bar trivia there for you. Next up, we got one hell of a banger, and this, I dare say, outside of the Wargames matches, was the match of the fucking night. Sheamus going against Ludwig Kaiser. Nope. HR cannot, the main event, HR can't say nothing to me because I didn't do any German jokes this time. Going against Sheamus against Ludwig Kaiser against the big bad booty nephew himself, the reigning defending Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Braun Breaker. And this really physical right out the gate. All three guys just shining like stars. Oh man. Sheamus, I have been singing the praises of Jimmy for a good couple years now. And not just because one good Irish boy to another. No. Far from that. But Sheamus, man, he does not disappoint. He is a sleeper hit because you put him in there with anyone and he puts on banger after banger after banger after banger. It is just now, and it is just up until recently, he is walking around carrying that with pride that people are now starting to realize that. Because, hell, you want a good example on it? Let's rewind the clock and go into our Waybacks machines and go and look at some of the matches between Sheamus and Big Show. There you go, right there. Now, that said, and I will say this, the highlight of this match was, and the way the camera was angled. Braun Breaker literally did a diving spear to Kaiser outside the ring, and the way he just flew, I mean, obviously he had a running charge to go and hit him, but the way he flew, it looked like Jazz from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air getting tossed out by Uncle Phil. It was like, wow, boom, and caught him. Like, God, what the fuck? I did not know how, I don't know any other way to describe it except that. Braun flew like you thought it was Jazz getting tossed out of the house in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah. The match won when Breaker wound up doing a spear to Sheamus. It was really great. Great match. Banger of a match as far as the matches go. Match of the night outside of the War Games. Next up, we got Damian Priest challenging the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther. Excuse me. Sorry. Now, before the match. Sorry, brain fart. Now, as far as the match went, really nice feeling out to get to the start, and really liked on how Gunther, he was working on Priest's shoulder, targeting it, working on it, keeping them from being able to do the south side of heaven or holding them up for the razor's edge. Speaking from personal experience, having major shoulder issues, yeah, that shit can hurt, where it even hurts thinking about lifting it up only like just enough to be able to scratch under your arm, the scratching your armpit. It can. There are good days, and then there is major shoulder pain when it hurts that bad. That was really good. Now, I know some people walked into this match thinking, why are we doing this? Why, they didn't like on how Gunther was being presented. I personally like the way it was with Gunther coming into this match because it added a layer to his character and it showed a small little chink in his armor. Gunther, he is, like Pre said, you have this aura around you, dog, where everyone thinks you're like untouchable. Nah, I got your number. I had you up against the ropes. I had you. If it wasn't for the fact I got screwed over, I'd still be champ. There you go. And he showed, and he made Gunther look soft for just a small moment in time. And that's all you need because, look, we all know on how legitimate badass Gunther is. You get a chop from him, man, you need to check and see if your soul is still inside your body. Dude, is that legit badass? There ain't no doubt on that. But if you're going to make him just be this unstoppable killing machine who is going to tear through everyone, all you're doing is making him you're putting Gunther in a Goldberg position. And look on how well that went. You had Goldberg plow through everyone, just destroy them like monster. Okay, well, you go through all the lower level card guys. Now what? Well, now you're going to have to put them in. Now you got them going against the main event guys. Well, now you're plowing them through the main event guys. Now what? Well, now we need to give them a story. Heaven forbid, we have Gunther having a little bit of a story, some interaction, and actually showing, hey, just because this 5'11" and a half dude that's 220 can actually go toe to toe with the big, mean, nasty Austrian, heaven forbid, that's not a bad thing. Either way, though, back to the match. It came to an end when Finn, he showed up out of nowhere when the ref wasn't looking, gave a coup de grace to Priest, who was on the outside, got him back in, and then Gunther choked him out with the sleeper. Not a big fan of the Finn run-in personally, and this just me doing fantasy booking. Folks, mark this down because it's rare I talk about my idea on fantasy booking on this show. Instead of having Finn run interference to help make the win, you could have had Finn just come out, not say a word, just be like, oh, hey, whoa, wait, what? What's he doing sitting here? Not lay a finger, not say a word, just sit there. Grab a chair, sit down like, just here to watch. That's it. And then have everything go normal, hunky-dory. Gunther get the win with the sleeper. Priest passes out. That's it. Ref calls for the bell. Your winner and still World Heavyweight Champion, the Reigns General Gunther. Next thing you know, post-match, you could see Finn beat the piss out of him and then going doing, you couldn't do it. You couldn't finish the fucking job. Now I'm going to end you. Something like that. Now, on Raw, they showed Finn. I got to tell you, the way that they're spinning Finn with Judgment Day, it's kind of giving me some OG Bullet Club vibes because while we all know Finn can be a great bad guy, a great villain, heel, however you want to rephrase it, I think a lot of people may have forgotten or just don't know he's one of the founding fathers of the Bullet Club. And he was a damn good villain in New Japan. So, and the way he's doing this, it's coming off more like he's getting power hungry and wanting to be the unofficial leader of Judgment Day, because saying to Liv, well, if you would have followed my lead, you guys would have won. But now instead, now you got Io Sky breathing down your neck and Rhea Ripley breathing down your neck. And also talking about on how, Dom, you couldn't get the job done with Gunther before. All the while, look at me. Still champ. And then next you see Finn going to challenge Gunther for a shot at the title. Gunther, he declines but offers to give Dominic a match. Them two have a match. Gunther obviously won. Afterwards though, Finn went after Gunther, and they set that up for next week on Raw, which we'll go over when that happens. So, with that said, now we come to the main event of the night. It's time for the men's Wargames. We got the new bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Jacob Fatu, and Big Bronson Reed going against Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and main event Jey Uso. And folks, I just want to emphasize, I brought this up multiple times, and I'm going to beat this drum. This is more than likely the last time I'm going to beat this drum, but if it comes up again, I will be doing it again still. It is, without a doubt, Jey is showing he is main event and tribal chief ready, because he's been wrong choice of words, he's been making Roman make the plays. Think of it like this, to use a football analogy. He's the owner telling the coach what plays to make. So, almost like that. Like, he's going in there and doing it. He's telling Roman, make that call loose. And the second he says, make the call loose, what's Roman do? He calls the wise man. He says, make the call loose. What's he do? He reaches out and breaks bread with Sami Zayn. There you go. See, I think people grossly underestimate that part. It goes back to when Roman was saying Jey was going to be his successor, with Roman saying, Jey, you got to understand, it was my job to get us to the promised land. It's your job to keep us there. Now, while Jey may have only had the Intercontinental title for a cup of coffee, don't mean he ain't going back for it coming up, because, well, ain't nothing saying he can't challenge for it coming up soon at Saturday night's main event, or the Royal Rumble, or have one hell of a yeet entrance at WrestleMania. Or, anything could happen. It is wrestling after all. It is that wild, wacky world of wrestling. But back to the Wargames match. It starts out with Jey Uso and Tama Tonga starting out. Now, nice good start, and Reed came in, and then it was Jimmy. Now, with this one, Solo, the new bloodline, Solo's team had the advantage. Then it was Jacob, and then Sammy. Now, when Sammy came in, and I made notes on this specifically. When it was Sammy's turn to go in, it was CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn in the cage. And when the timer beeped and the door opened, Punk was about to go out, and then Roman just put his arm out, stopped Punk from walking out, and then looked over at Sammy like, go. Didn't say a word, but just looked at him. Go. So, yeah. And Sammy came out, and then after that, I remember also, I made a note on this specifically because just seeing the little hints and the little seeds start to get planted for some potential matches down the road. Punk forced himself to go out because it was before Solo, it was second to last. Punk, just as the door opened, Roman was about to come out, Punk was just like, whoop, and forced himself to go through, and then Roman just like, this motherfucker just cut in front of me? Oh no, he did not. Oh no, he did. You son of a... So yeah. But then when Solo, he got in, then when Roman's door got opened, as he's coming down, Solo pulls out a chain and padlock, click, locks it to keep Roman from coming in so the War Games cannot officially begin. And then all the while doing that, getting Roman looking around, hops a fence, climbs it to get on and to fight, and then everyone goes in. All the while that's going on, you see refs with bolt cutters trying to do it, and man, I got no idea what kind of crew they got but man, them guys don't know on how to work a set of bolt cutters. I could do that shit 1, 2, 3, snap, real easy. But then when the match officially began, big car crash ensued, everyone fighting with each other, and then eventually you see both sides on separate rings, and you see Roman helping everyone up, and then go over to Punk, put his hand out. Punk just forces himself up, and then out of nowhere, what do you see? You see Paul Heyman, mein savior Paul Heyman, come out and give a General Patton-like speech. What are you doing? What is this? This is not the time to fight separately. This is the time to fight together. Be united. It is not win or lose. It is win or we lose everything. They win. We are done. None of us is over. Then it's all over and all this for nothing. This is not the time to fight amongst yourselves. This is the time to fight amongst them. It is War Games. And just like, all right. And then next thing you know, then that's when it was like round 2 started, and it was full on demolition derby, car crash, mayhem, every which way, shape, or form. Now, at one point, Bronson Reed, he jumped off the top of the cage to go do a tsunami onto Roman, who was on the table. CM Punk saved him to pull him off, which then Roman just looked like had that look like, you just legit saved me. Alright, we're on the same page. I got you, boo. Now, Reed unfortunately fucked up both of his ankles doing that, hoping for a speedy recovery from him relatively soon. It looked like at one point Jacob Fatu tweaked his one knee doing a moonsault, because when he did it, he got up, you could see he had a hard time standing, limping a little, and literally had to pick up his one leg to move it through the ropes. Like I said, I'm hoping that it was just... I'm hoping he was just doing that for the sake of the match and it was just for show. I never want to see anyone get hurt, legitimately. But, damn good show, damn good match. It came to an end when everyone wound up taking out everyone, and then all that was left was Solo. And Solo, he was cornered 5-on-1, all against everyone from the team. And Solo just looking like, this is how we're going to do it? This is how we're going to do it? You forget who I am? I'm the Tribal Chief. I'm the bleeder of the blood. Ah! Arming up for the Samoan Spike. Next thing you know, boom, everyone pops him with their finish. He gets super kicked from the Usos. He gets hit with a GTS. And then Roman, spear for the 1, the 2, the 3. Ding, ding, ding. That is it. Your winners, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, CM Punk. Yeah. All good. All good. Absolutely loved it, man. As well as Sami Zayn. I'm sorry. I was so hyped up with the excitement, I glossed over Sammy. I apologize. But after that, you see them walking out the ring, celebrating, and then CM Punk going over to Paul Heyman, hugging him, embracing him. You hear Paul say to him, "Thank you, thank you, thank you for this. I appreciate it so much. I owe you so much for this." And then you hear Punk say, "You owe me a favor. One day I'm going to come to you for it." And then you hear Paul say, "Consider it done, no matter what." Now, the practical joker in me, I'd like to think that the favor he was asking for was a $50 gift card to the Cheesecake Factory because, well, who doesn't love cheesecake, right? But in all seriousness, my guess, if not a shot at a title at some future point in time, then maybe acquiring Paul Heyman's services in a managerial-like format down the road. But that is my personal prediction. And with that said, that is it for this week's show. So, like on normal, please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back and watch some of the other episodes when you can. If you're listening to this on audio form, leave us a review, give us a follow. We're trying to build that platform up. I am on Twitter at Tim Vicious. Thank you to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They are a contributor to the show, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, don't forget to check out WatermanOver.net for some Vicious Rant apparel. Perfect shirts for people you love, people you hate, or a gift just to give so that way you can hold on to your stuff. We got t-shirts, tanks, long sleeves, women's tees, toddler tees, and baby onesies. As well, don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats on Twitter, DSB_Avi, Main Event_Net, the Main Event Wrestling Network Twitter account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, and D Dryer 1986. Like I said, I am out there on Twitter at Tim Vicious, and folks, like I always say, you love me, great. You hate me, well,
Shut up and sit down.
fuck you.